Hello, everyone. This is Chala Dinkoy, CEO and founder of The Repositioning Expert. Welcome to another live Tuesday Tea Time with Chala. It is early. It is so early. I actually have a friend coming over in 15 minutes, so I'm going to do this in 15 minutes, and the rest of the day is going to go crazy. Let me take a sip. This is truly my morning protein. You might even see her coming up. All right. Okay. So I love this topic because it's all about branding. And as a former brand manager and as a current marketing and sales strategist, I am very interested and personally, vested in this topic of personal branding. What is a personal brand? It's when the founder does a ton of visibility behind their own name. It's like Elon Musk and Richard Branson and anybody who is the owner and founder has a huge presence in the media, within their networks, in their own industries where they speak, and they are very, very visible and well known and have a very strong personal brand presence behind their own name. Does that hurt the company or does that help the company? And so many times I have had clients who have said, when I've encouraged them to go and do some visibility, to do speaking, to do any kind of, personal branding and networking, they've always wanted to push back and said, I want more than just clients to be asking for more than just me. I want my company to be bigger than just me. And so here's some statistics behind all of this. 82% of people are more likely to trust a company if the CEO is on socials. And this is from the Edelman Trust Barometer that was done 2 years ago. 77% of consumers are more likely to buy the product or service when the CEO is actually featured in social media. 44% of companies' market value is directly tied to the CEO's reputation, personal reputation. And that's from another study from Career Builder. So these are all really, really relevant. 90% of employees think that the brand image is higher and better when the CEO is active on social media. Now, social media is just one aspect of it that's been measured. Another way to be visible is, again, to do industry events, to speak at industry events, to apply for awards, to have email marketing, to be introduced through many, people that who introduce you to this person. All of a sudden, you're seeing their articles, you're seeing their social media stream, you're seeing them speak at your conference, and then somebody's introducing you. So it's called the omnipresence. It's the omni-channel marketing, and that's what I'm trying to get my clients to do by making their marketing plans reflect their personal brand and their image. So, but I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it so that you don't lose out. So the downside of all this, personal branding and this focus, this big focus, and this huge visibility on the person and your personal brand if you're the founder. A company called Value Builder by the owner, the name of the owner is John Warlow. And believe it or not, he's from Toronto, but I read about him in an American newspaper. What he does is he writes books, and he specializes in succession. So he's written a book called Built to Sell. The Art of Selling Your Business is another book that he's written, and he's actually made it into a business that he calls Value Builder. And he's analyzed 80,000 companies that he worked with. And he says that the more the company depends on your personal brand, so the stronger the personal brand, and the more that the company sales depend on your strong personal brand, the less people are willing to pay for it at the exit. The less people are willing to purchase somebody else's personal brand. Now, there's other downsides to having a strong personal brand, is that there's a huge time suck if you're going to be you are the content. So you have to film the content, produce it, post it, or you have to speak at conferences. So you have to travel, you have to book them, you have to find them. And they're not easy. Believe me, it's very competitive. There's a huge downside if you're introverted or you have some limiting beliefs around visibility and security and safety and privacy. There's a huge downside if you're inconsistent about it. And if you are, you can always hire help to do it, but you are still the message. You are still the person. And then, so, I took a look at all this data and I took a look at my strong beliefs that you still need to work on your visibility. And how do you build a personal brand so that the value at the end is a huge, exit value, and that people are not stigmatizing, or you're not stigmatizing, they're not penalizing you for having this huge personal brand that is actually making the sales. So the first and foremost, I've always said, niche down ruthlessly, niche down to a vertical, to several verticals if you have to, meaning industries or interest groups. And then super niche down further into a pain point that is very, very specific. It's not generic. It's a one facet of the diamond, as I always like to say it. And then get visible, but make your visibility about the industry and your super niche, not about you. It's not about you. It's with your expertise is within the context of their pain. So I feel that if you have an omnipresent marketing approach that focuses on your niche, which is the culmination of the industry that you target, not that you're in, but that you target, and their super niche pain, then it's all about them. And you will have built both visibility around the expertise and around the company, and you will be certainly the horse's mouth, but it will not stay with you. Then you can move it on to other stakeholders in the company, getting out there and saying the same message over and over again within the same circles, and you will get to be known as the company who is an expert in that very same field. Of course, it starts with you, and the biggest thing is it's on you as the founder to figure out the strategy of who is the target and what is that pain point. And if you're not qualified to do that, which is fine, then you find a strategist and you find someone like me who can figure that out for you and find the right niche that's going to be consistent and persistent and be deep and wide enough and profitable enough for you to exist in years and years to come without a lot of competition knocking you off. So invest in developing your presence in review sites, peer reviews, domains, platforms. Reviews are huge with millennial buyers that are now almost 70% of corporate buyers. And be visible, but it's not about you, it's about them. So I wanted to give you an example. My client, Vanessa, so I'm so proud of her. And I'm going to have her on here, when she's got time. So she won multiple awards this past year. Inc. 5000, Winning Women, WeBank Star. She's now in the final rounds with the pitch competition for WeBank and Women Business Enterprise Networks. And so we're producing content. Now she's won all these things and she could have the biggest personal brand ever by saying constantly that she won all these things. But we've changed the messaging. So what we're doing instead is we're using the platforms of her having won all of these accolades and these awards by honoring and educating, in using her social platforms to educate and honor not just the organizations that have gifted her these accolades and awards, but the other winners. And we're making sure that the other winners are within the realm of her target market so that it's a win-win. Not only are we honoring and providing content for them and providing foot traffic to their business, but we are rubbing shoulders with them by singing their praises and by, talking about them. So do you see how we can use a personal brand, but we're using it by honoring other people and dropping in seeds of what our target is and what we do for a living and who we help. So you can do personal branding in a way that absolutely builds up your company and your valuation so that the brand itself is so big, but you're the door opener to letting people know about the brand. So I hope that makes sense. There's nothing like a brand that is so faceless, nameless, and so absent from human visibility that it never resounds, and it just blends in with every other vendor that's trying to do the same thing. Which is why Even in my book, Gentle Marketing, one of the first things that I talk about is uh, actual shoes or clothing or drinks all have picked their own human characteristics and have given it a personal characteristic. Like Nike is the supreme athlete, or Virgin, Richard Branson, I always talk about him, is he goes up against the established huge conglomerates, so he's the bad boy of the industry. So these are all given to goods and service, not services, but yeah, goods and services have been given human characteristics because humans need to relate to humans. So you open the door to visibility and awareness with your personal brand, but then you keep it going and make a stronger brand for valuation. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you now have both sides of the equation, and I am all about visibility. So please get out there, but do it the way that I'm telling you. Do it strategically, do it targeted, and say the right things to the right people about them. It's always about them. It's never about you. And when you do it that way, you're going to have a huge valuation. I will see you next week. Take care.